Here are 3 tips you can use to have a more consistent ball toss. Number 1, and it's my favorite, toss slower. Move your tossing arm up slower than you normally do. When players toss with a fast tossing arm, the ball tends to go all over the place. It also goes really high, which creates timing issues. So I'm going to hit 3 serves here, and my goal on all 3 is to toss slowly. I'm going to move my tossing arm up slowly. My tossing arm is slow and my hitting arm is fast. That's the way you want to think of it. Slowly toss the ball and you'll have a more consistent toss. Number 2, the way you hold the ball. Many players, the reason they are inconsistent with their toss is because they are bending the elbow, sometimes flicking the wrist, sometimes spinning the ball off the fingertips. We want to just lift from the shoulder, but there's an easy tweak we can use on the way we hold the ball to only use the shoulder, and it is hold the ball like a glass of water. See, when your palm is facing up, it changes the arm position. So you can do a bicep curl as you're tossing the ball, which we don't want, or flick the wrist or roll the ball off the fingertips. If you just hold the ball like a glass of water, notice it changes the position of my arm. When you hold the ball this way, the only thing you will lift is your shoulder. Players who toss with their palm up and it's erratic, when they change to the hold the ball like a glass of water idea and then they keep their arm in that position as they release, they notice that the ball doesn't go all over the place. It is much more consistent. So watch me hit these 2 serves. My goal is as I release the ball comes out of my hand and my hand is still to the side. It's like I'm tossing a glass of water and I don't want the water to spill. So my palm is going to be to the side. I can still use the first one where I toss slowly too. So toss the ball like a glass of water. You're going to instantly notice the only thing that moves is your shoulder. The last thing, we want to talk about where we want to toss the ball. For most serves, we want to toss forward. We want the ball to go forward into the court. When we're done serving, we don't want to stay behind the baseline. You don't want to serve and be behind the baseline when you're done serving. On all serves, flat, slice, side spin, tee, out wide, kick serve, you want to finish the serve inside the baseline. You want to be leaning forward as you hit the shot. Well, many players, knowing this, actually keep themselves from doing it because they forget one simple idea, and that is your arm is a radius of a circle. So when you attempt to toss forward by directly tossing forward, what often ends up happening is players go like this, and they end up tossing behind themselves. They so badly want to toss forward that they move their arm forward. Well, because it's a radius, as your ball goes up and gets around like the top of your head at the release point, now it's starting to go back. The reason you might be tossing behind you is because you're trying to toss forward. Here's what you can do, and it'll be a little easier to see it from the side when I change camera angles. But I want you to bring the ball at first back in line with your back leg. Bring the ball back. Now that the ball is behind your tossing shoulder, it becomes very easy to toss forward. This is actually called the J toss because the ball draws a letter J in its motion. So bring the ball back, and it's good for coiling and then uncoiling. There's a lot of benefit here, not just the consistent toss. But bring the ball back to your back leg. Now it's behind the tossing shoulder. Now when you toss, the ball is going to go forward. So I'm going to bring the ball back to my back leg and then toss forward. So now I'll show you from the side view. You'll see that the ball comes back to my back leg and then I toss in. That's the J that allows the ball to go forward into the court. I think that was my best serve, but you didn't see it because it was from the side. So I'm going to toss this one slowly. I'm going to use all 3. I'm going to toss slowly, I'm going to hold it like a glass of water so that there's no chance I flick the ball from my wrist or bend the elbow. And then I'm going to bring the ball back to my back leg and then toss in, and that leads to the ball going forward into the court. I hit the net. What are the chances, right? I use all 3 tips and my serve got worse. That was a good one. Use all 3 of these tips, but that doesn't mean they all have to work for you. You might say, Ryan, I like the slow one and I like the one where I pull it back and then toss it in, but holding like a glass of water doesn't help me. Or maybe, that the glass of water is the only one that helps you. You don't have to use all 3, but try all 3. And if you're a coach, have those in your pocket to use with your students in order to help them with their toss. Now, if you're looking for people in your local area to play matches against or practice with, or if you want to find a coach who's close to you who can help you with your game, then use my link in the description and pinned in the first comment, playyourcourt.com/2minutetennis. And when you use my link to sign up, you get 50% off. So, toss slowly, hold the ball like a glass of water, and try pulling it back and tossing in. And there's no doubt, you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.